right, y'all. Hey, it's Hot Flash Happy Hour time. And I'm Tasha Owens, your host, and my co-host Jimmy Alter is not here today because it's his birthday. So happy birthday to Jimmy, and I'll see you at the party Saturday. And so I'm flying solo, y'all. And I do want to welcome a very, very, very special guest uh, in the house today. And a good friend of mine. We've known each other for quite a few years and did a lot of work together. But I'll tell you, this man is so busy to even get any kind of work with him is a true blessing. And I'll tell you why. I mean, he's just all over the world, and I'm going to let him tell his story because his resume reads like America's Most Wanted rap sheet. It's like this long. And that's just what he does on the side. And he also is a producer, a production person. He produces shows, he produces music, he produces people. And my wonderful friend, Mr. Kern Brantley, Detroit bass player, the Detroit bass player who even started the Detroit Bass Player Day. His like I said, I'm gonna have him talk about a lot of this, but just to give you a little bit of background on him, he is Lady Gaga's bass player. We were musical director for Mary J. Blige, among other artists. We want to get into that because everybody wants to know, oh my God, who you work with? And we definitely want to know, how it was working with these people. So we're getting into the nitty gritty and what happens backstage, on these shows of people that we admire so much in the music industry. And what a blessing. And we're also going to talk about your brother who's also doing that. And man, what a couple. Mama raised some good boys. I know her. She's a sweetheart too. So yes, absolutely. So I want to welcome Kern Brantley to the show. Usually we start off telling updates about what's going on. So I'll just before we get into Kern and everything that he does, and I gotta let you know, tonight at Aretha's Jazz Cafe, I will be a part of the Satin Doll Review, along with Detroit diva singers and wonderful female family group. We just have this wonderful bond. Sky Covington, who's putting the show on. And we have Faye Bradford, and we have Thornetta Davis, we have Kenny Horn, we have myself, we have Nina Simone, and we are doing the music of Nina Simone, Sarah Vaughan, Bessie Smith, Etta James, Billie Holiday, and I'm missing one, but we are actually transforming ourselves into these people. So you'll see me looking a little different at the show, trying to be like Etta. And it's a great show, and it's not to be missed, even though this time it's sold out. But we will have the show again on December 26th. And those of you wanting to get out Saturday night, I'll be at Nancy Whiskey's with the Soul Brothers. And that's the band that usually backs up the Blues Brothers band. And you see at the Autorama every year. I play with those guys, and then every now and then we get together and we just have a good show and do some of the stuff there too. So come on out to Nancy Whiskey on Saturday night, and you'll see me performing with those guys. It's going to be a really great show. So back to what we're doing here and our wonderful guest here. I'm like kind of nervous. I'm like, because you're so awesome. Even though off screen or what have you, we're just buddies and pals because that's just who you are. So I want to introduce yourself, and we just want to get started from how what influenced you to play the bass, what influenced you in music, what was your background, things like that, and move on up to where you are now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm Kern Brantley. I'm a Detroit native, born and raised right here in Detroit.
What?
I've always lived in Detroit. I've never actually moved to Los Angeles or New York or Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of pretty much been able to work from here. So that's a blessing within itself, just being able to still stay in Detroit and be relevant in the industry. So I basically started off with my family, like you said, my brother Valdez, he's a musician, he's a musical director as well. Musical director for Usher for the past 15 to 20 years.
See what I'm talking about?
He's been traveling around the world recording and producing with Usher. My oldest brother Lewis is a drummer, he plays gospel music. And he plays guitar. And my mom's a school teacher, so
so that's where the discipline came in.
Yeah,
you better sit down and do your studies or practice your instrument.
Yeah, learn something.
Oh, how
But what she did is so my mom had 6 kids, biological kids, that she adopted 4. So it's so you got this house full of kids. So she said, well, I'm just going to buy a lot of instruments and just put them around the house, and whoever gravitate towards whatever instruments. So we had a piano.
What a great idea.
We had some drums there. We had percussions like bongos.
Right.
And, tambourines and little stuff like that. Then
that's me. I play tambourine. That's it. That's it.
We had a couple guitars that just popped up from the neighborhood. Somebody said, "Well, I got these guitars for sale," and so she had a lot of different instruments. So everybody, we kind of all played variety of instruments. Like I played guitar as well as drums, and Valdez plays drums, and too. So my other brother plays drums and guitar. So we all kind of just switched up. And my sisters, they were actually musicians too at first, but then later on they was like, "Oh, that's for boys." And, some kids
no,
talk,
ladies,
only boys play drums. And so my sister's like, "Yeah." So she was a great percussionist, but they still dance and they write and produce as well.
So the art is just ran rampant through the veins, and that's beautiful. And just because Mom said, "Look, y'all need to be busy."
Yeah, he got some instruments. It's okay to make noise.
It is okay to make noise, as long as it's beautiful noise.
Yeah. So I was practicing a lot at home because I really didn't. I was practicing because I really wasn't into sports and stuff like that, or cars and stuff like that. So I would just practice a lot until when I started going to school. That's when I started realizing, wait a minute, I could actually play, because kids were like, "Oh man, play this song." So anything we heard on the radio, we could just pick it up.
Oh, that's how I started singing. Anything that came on the radio, I knew all the lyrics.
Yeah, just like the record. So we just started gravitating like that, and then from there, just moving forward, from school to church.
Right.
My grandmother was really into the church, and she would take us to church. So I would go to church with her, and she's like, "Well, my grandson, he plays the piano," and I was like, "No," I'm like trying to be in the back here, and she's like, "No." So I wound up playing piano at her church, which was like a really small church on the east side. So that kind of got my interest in gospel music.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then later on, I was looking for a summer job, and that's how I met Thomas Whitfield, who was like the maestro of gospel in Detroit, Minister Whitfield. So he started introducing me to a lot of choir music and gospel stuff. So I learned a lot studying under him as well.
So then that's great, because you were playing behind these.
Yeah. I was
you learned how to even adjust your volume to when the vocals are coming in.
Yeah.
When they're doing their main thing, or if it's a chorus or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. Guitar players, I need y'all to listen. I need y'all to listen.
Tommy was a real disciplined musician as well.
Amen.
Like, so he'll make sure that you're playing the bass part, you're playing the right notes, you're moving with the choir, you're listening to the other musicians. Mm-hmm. So I learned a lot under him, and then just growing up in Detroit, there was so much talent, like just in the area. So I met Kamal Kenyatta.
Oh my God.
Who was into Brazilian jazz, so I got a chance to study.
What a variety.
Yeah, me and Valdez got to study with him. So he would come over, or we could come to his house as well as Tommy's house and just study and practice with. So learning with Kamal and on jazz, and Thomas on gospel. I always tell musicians, if you can play gospel music and jazz, everything else is easy.
Everything else is easy.
Pop, blues, R&B, hip-hop, that stuff is super easy if you can master jazz, gospel, and classical music.
All right, there's a lesson. There's a lesson, y'all. Look toward those entities, and you'll be able to play anything.
So anything else.
So you guys are like a masters of just sound itself.
Yeah, just creating sounds, duplicating, then being creative, like coming up with new stuff, and being influenced by Detroit, Motown. That's what made me gravitate towards the bass guitar, because James Jamerson, his bass lines were just so dominant, like My Girl and the Marvin Gaye stuff.
Wasn't that first Bass Day tribute?
Yep.
James I was a background vocalist.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this is the 9th day. This is the next year will be the 9th year for Bass Day. So you were at the first one.
Yep.
And that was a tribute to James. And
that was wonderful. Junior was there. That was wonderful.
So that was fun. So we've been just keeping that going too. So the bass has been really a big influence. I've been able to travel around the whole world.
Absolutely.
Like maybe 65 countries.
Wow.
Touring around.
I can't even count 65 countries.
Yeah, just riding that bass. Like
I am comfortable in my own ignorance, people. What I don't know, I don't know. So teach me. And I can't even count 65 countries. I'm pretty sure.
It all led up. Tommy introduced me to Marvin Winans, and he also introduced me to Twinkie Clark and Maggie Moss. So I started working with them as well in the studio, recording with the Winans. I became the musical director for the Winans.
Wow.
So everything is like a stair step from the Winans. I met Aliyah, because her dad was the road manager, and Barry Hankerson was the manager for the Winans at that time, and Aliyah. So that's how I got a chance to work with her as her musical director, because by me already being the MD for the Winans, their dad
I
felt
got goosebumps right now.
really comfortable with me working with
Aliyah,
her.
there's a huge people,
She
fan
was like a
base
little
out
sister
there.
to me.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
Yeah.
was she just as beautiful as she appeared?
Yeah, she's a real angel. Like she was always so sweet.
I always thought that. I'm like, I know she's like, oh my gosh, she's like the little sister you want to hug every day.
Yeah, and always gravitating towards new songs.
Yeah,
and
she was an innovator for sure.
Yeah, she loved like hitting on the drum machine and
God bless you.
coming to the band rehearsals, and she was a really hard worker. So yeah, no, I really miss her. You know, we just did something a tribute for her on Channel 4 recently. Called The Life and Legacy of Aliyah, just talking about her original days here in Detroit.
Yeah.
So that was great to be a part of her legacy. And,
amazing.
Yeah. Through the Winans, I also met Teddy Riley, and Teddy flew me to New York.
He had to be a trip. Was he a trip?
No, he was cool.
Really? I was expecting him to be like over the top.
No, Teddy's a church boy too. It's so funny. All these musicians are really like church boys at heart. Like they all come from.
So they're nothing like sometimes
choir.
they're personas.
yeah. It was just he was super cool, super genius. Learned a lot from him about the New Jack Swing and learning firsthand. So back then I got a chance to actually learn from the actual people, learning with Earl Klugh. Earl Klugh gave me my first jazz gig here in Detroit at Baker's. So that was another life-changing experience with me for him, because that was my first time going to Japan. And that was with Earl Klugh. I was working with Alexander Zonjic and Earl, and I got to play with Bob James and Ricky Lawson and Greg Fillingham. So I'm like sitting here like just learning from all these great cats who are right here in Detroit, you know.
Amazing, just simply amazing. But then, you know, like your road is like in every category is like the top.
Yeah.
So that was like you had no other choice but to just keep soaring.
Yeah.
And man, the story is fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, so great working with Teddy. And then what else? When I was in New York, I heard about audition for Mary J. Blige, and that was her first single. They said this girl Mary J. Blige is auditioning, and I wasn't even invited to the audition. I just showed up. I was there since I was in New York anyway. I was in New York on a break from playing with Grover Washington Jr., who was another. Like my whole journey.
Another mighty cat.
Yeah, I went to Philly and I auditioned for Grover, and it was weird because at first I didn't think I got it because there was no drummer at the audition. My audition was at 10:30 in the morning. So when I arrived in Philadelphia and got to Grover's office, the drummer hadn't showed up yet, and there was another bass player coming in, I think at 11. So it was like, well, I'm already here, so I might as well go. So Grover said, well, what are you going to do? I said, I don't need any drummer.
Right?
I came all the way from Detroit. I'm ready to go.
I am the rhythm section.
Yeah, they had the great Doc Gibbs.
I am the rhythm section.
They had the great Doc Gibbs on percussion. So he was playing like a cowbell and this really groove. So I just locked into what he was doing.
Yeah.
Did the whole audition, didn't complain about nothing. So when it was over with, I was like, well, here's my information, and I'm going to go ahead and take a train back to Jersey and flight back to Detroit. But they called me when I was at the train station and said he really liked you. He liked you had the attitude. He said you had a Detroit attitude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about no job.
Right. I'm here to work. I done punched in. I'm going to do my job.
I'm doing my job. And he get here when he get here. And then he hired me, and I got to travel, some more around the world with Grover Washington, and that was just.
What's the most exotic place or that you traveled to that just made you go, wow?
Most exotic. I like Dubai. I got a chance. Lady Gaga. We toured in Dubai, so I liked it there. Exotic. It was some places that we were going, like up in Indonesia, that were just really different. Like places in Thailand. I like Thai food anyway, so I like those kind of places. Like Asia, I really enjoyed Asia a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. Did you ever hang out in the jungles or go on a hike or something like that?
Oh man, we took some. We went up to the big statues and the Buddha. I went on the Great Wall of China.
Yes.
I got to see that, and in Brazil they have this big statue monument. So we got to go there. It was Eiffel Tower. I did all the touristy stuff.
See, now I have to call you like if I ever go. What I need to go? I'm going here, Kern. What I want to see. I'll make it right.
Right at the third tree.
The third tree. So I will be consulting you on my worldly adventures as soon as I get to my worldly adventures. And how we do that, we start by talking about it on Hot Flash Happy Hour. WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, and you can see us live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, and other top social media platforms. So we want you to like, follow, comment, subscribe. And thanks again for watching WJZZ Cool TV. And we are Hot Flash Happy Hour. I'm Tasha Owens, your host, every Thursday from 7 to 8. And I have a wonderful guest here and a great friend, Mr. Kern Brantley. And I call him the bass player to the stars, or Mr. Detroit Bass. So that's my name for you.
Okay, cool.
I think they're both amazing. We have been going down this wonderful, wonderful memory lane of his experiences and wonderful adventures in music. And for those of you guys listening out there, I mean, it can happen. It can happen to you to stay fierce, stay to the course, and great things will come to you as much as you put into it. Just like my friend Kern, and you have to have a wonderful support system. His entire family's musical. And, so just surround yourself with people that will support you, and you'll make it. Is that good advice?
Yeah.
Can you add a little bit to that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Talk to our friends, too.
Definitely, keep working hard, stay focused, continue to learn, and just put in the work. You have to put in the work.
Right.
Like, I practiced it a lot just because I wasn't really
Practice.
good at
We keep
sport.
hearing that over and over. Practice.
Practice and perfect the notes, perfect the part. If it's vocal, perfect the voice as far as your voice technique and everything. If you're a musician, continue to hone on your skills. And like I said, a gift will make room for you. If you're good and you're out there, hey, the opportunity comes and boom.
I think that's so amazing. So great advice, and I'm going to take it too. Every now and then I get a little bit down in that, but then I get right back on the horse and keep going. So,
for sure.
So I'm pretty proud. And I'm awesomely proud of you as well. So we started up to where you were with Grover, Washington, and then you ended up...
Well, Teddy Riley.
Right.
Teddy opened a lot of doors. Like I say, the New Jack Swing. So I was musical director for Keith Sweat.
Wow.
Bobby Brown. I toured with Bobby Brown for several years.
Wow. What was that like? What was Bobby Brown? People want to know.
It was an adventure for sure. But the tour was called Humping Around the World.
Oh, Jesus.
And we were literally humping around the world. Like, we were going to every country. We did.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we had a private party in a place called Brunei for the Sultan of Brunei's daughter. God. And we were the guests, and Whitney Houston was there with us as well.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so we were the band, and that was amazing. We did a lot of exotic shows, but no, Bobby was fun. Like, all of those guys during that New Jack Swing era. That's when New Edition and Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat. It was a lot of energy. It was like, to me, New Jack Swing is gospel mixed with funk.
Right. Okay.
Like a little bit of Parliament Funkadelic mixed in with this hip hop New York kind of swing, So that was really great. Bobby was fun. I always have fun. As a musician, I stay in my lane.
There you go.
I don't get caught in the hype. I don't show up at all the hype parties, and I'm not out there getting drunk and chasing girls and smoking. And I get my money, and then I go to my room, and then I go home.
It's like, pay me, I'm out.
Pay me. I'm here for the money, even though it can be a vacation. But a lot of people have to realize when you're on big tours like that, you're there to work.
Right.
I mean, you can have fun. Yeah, you can, enjoy the sights, enjoy the country, but your main reason for being in that country is the gig. Mm-hmm. We didn't bring you here for a vacation. We brought you here to do
so you
this.
need to be on point, prepared, ready.
Rested.
Yep. Right. Energy level up. All that stuff. So while you're trying to go party and sightsee, just take a couple hours. You can do that, but then you still got to rehearse like you do all the time to make sure you're on point from the time the curtain opens up or lights turn on. Yeah, you got to be ready.
I mean, I've been on some tour with some young people, and they party so hard that the next day when it's show day, everybody's on. Okay.
It's not a bar gig, dude.
Yeah, it's not that. It's a whole new world out there.
Right.
Working with Bobby, then from there, after the New Jack Swing, I came back and I started doing more things with Aliyah here in Detroit. Then I have, Chris Brown. So I met Chris Brown and Neo.
Wow, all of them.
Got to tour with Chris, and I get with a lot of them when they're young. So I got with Chris when he was like 16, the first album. Wow. So that's 16 to like 19, those 3 years, we toured with Chris around the country. It was exciting.
Nice.
You know, he had hit
oh my
records.
God.
We're doing a lot of outdoor gigs. We double booked with Neo, so we were the band for Chris Brown and Neo. So then Neo broke off, and then he started doing his own thing. So we continued to work with him. Around that time is when I got a call from Beyonce because
look at this.
Beyonce.
It is. Yeah. Okay. So Queen B said, "Hey boo." Because you like this now. You're like, "Hey boo" to the stars.
No, actually, it was a background vocalist that actually made it happen. Her name was Martina Cooper.
All right,
and she's from Houston, Texas, and she's friend with Kelly Rowland and Beyonce because they all grew up in Texas. Right. So they were talking about musical directors, and she's like, "Well, this guy in Detroit named Kern, and he did all Mary J. Blige, and I did all the Puff Daddy and Bad Boy family, like Biggie Smalls, Carl Thomas." So I was the music director for Mary and Puffy and the whole Bad Boy family, Mario Winans, Carl Thomas, Faith Evans. So then she's like, "No, you gotta check this out. He's dope. He's dope." So they gave me a call and they sent me a ticket to come to New York for an interview.
Wow.
With Beyonce and her dad and her management team, and they were like, "Hey." It worked out, and then that's when I wound up working with her. But like I said, you got to be cool because it's the one background singer, and I was like, "Well, how did they get my number?" They said, "You know Martina." I was like, "Yeah, that's my girl."
Yeah, you never know who's watching you, who's looking out for you.
She was a background vocalist with Mary on the prior tour, and she remembered. So it's always people with kind of reach, but you gotta stay cool with everybody.
Stay cool with everybody, and just make sure what you're doing is on point, and you'll get noticed.
Yeah,
you'll get noticed, and like you said, referrals. I mean, that's happened to me on the local level.
Yeah, but
I never really had to book a lot of stuff because I always got a lot of phone calls. I mean, it's happening on the local level, but it just proves that your talent's appreciated.
Yeah.
So, amen. My God. And we're not done.
We're not done. No, that worked out.
The list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it kept going after that guy made because Beyonce said, "Okay, well, now let's do the Destiny Child tour." Well, that was the Destiny Child farewell tour. So we did that tour around the world again with Destiny Child and Beyonce, Kelly and Michelle, and we have a DVD live in Atlanta that's out, and that was a great experience too because that's when we got to really have fun because Beyonce, she likes to like she'll go to a movie or she'll go rent out the whole theme park like Six Flags and say like, "You guys can just ride whatever you want." It's just
look at the perks.
We got the whole place, or we'll go.
There's perks involved.
Go camelback riding or sand dunes. And, like she would just all kind of like she would rent a yacht.
Awesome, no, that's amazing.
And we would sail across the Bay of Sydney and have dinner on this big private yacht.
Oh my God.
So it was awesome working with her. She was one of the best.
Well, kudos to Bay. Oh my God, that's how awesome.
After B, what happened? After Beyonce, I was back with Neo doing some shows. Get back to Detroit, and I get a phone call from another friend who used to play with Teddy Riley in my original band, who was now the music director for Lady Gaga. And he said, "Hey, Gaga's putting together a band in New York. They're having auditions on Friday." I'm looking at my phone. I said, "Today is Monday. I could be in New York on Wednesday morning." So I booked me a flight, got to New York, got me a nice little, not a hotel, but a motel near the airport.
Right.
So that way, if I have to go home, I'm right there.
Yeah.
$65 and fly back to Detroit.
Right.
But I get there, and it was a long line. It was like maybe 400 or more people, just musicians.
Oh, just all kinds. Okay.
Yeah, because they auditioned all positions.
Oh, wow.
So they had like the guitar players, the bass players, the drummers. They kind of sectioned it off. So I did my paperwork and wait in line. And a lot of people would say, "Oh, he's too old. He's not gonna get it." She wants some young rock and roll cast. And I said, "I'm here, bro." That Detroit attitude kicked in.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, that's too much money sitting over there."
Right.
On that table,
I ain't getting that for me
to go home. Somebody about to get
hit it.
Exactly. So I went in. I went hard for the money, but I was like, I'm about to act a fool out here. Y'all about to get church, jazz.
See, another lesson. Detroit attitude. Take it with you everywhere you go.
$250,000 sitting on the table. What you gonna do? You gonna let some kid?
No, I'm scooping it
walk up and scoop that up? I'm sorry, kid.
That's going in my bag.
I gotta take this right here. No, but it was a great.
Stay motivated.
Yep, stay motivated, just stay in the zone. Got in there, got the gig, traveled with Gaga for 6 years.
Wow.
And we went everywhere. We were in Peru and Argentina and Turkey and Greece and
I want to go to Greece.
what's that place? Poland and Croatia. Like, we went to countries I never even thought about. Lithuania and Bucharest. Like, she was going into those
the little pockets.
Those little pockets
Yeah.
that you know, when like, everybody goes to London, everybody goes to Japan.
Right.
But we were like Hong Kong. We were just Bahrain, just different places around the world.
And then were the cultures just as receiving? I mean, did you see any differences?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of differences.
Yeah,
a lot of differences. Some
what?
places, well, some places we were American. And some places we were black. So, you know, even though the band is mixed,
right?
But you know, I could tell the difference between, like, when I was in South Africa, the way like some of the people approached us, and then some way that some of the original African people approached us. And then in Russia, I could kind of feel a little
tensive.
It's little like, okay, you know, at least because you got an anti-American thing going out there. You know, recently I was in China for the last 2 years, 2018, with JJ Lin.
JJ Lin, yes.
Yeah.
I've been watching that. You and our brother Andre Frappier.
Frappier,
who is Ariana Grande's guitar player.
Yeah.
They working together with JJ Lin in China. I've been watching those adventures.
Oh yeah, and Frap also was in my original band with Neo as well. So
that's
it's all
awesome.
The reach back and pull in your brother, pull in your friend. You know, but I could tell the difference, you know, cultural differences in each country, you know, with Americans. But then they always accept us. They found that we were musicians. Oh, we love you. Like, music is definitely a universal language.
It really is. And that's the way to make that difference. So, yeah.
And we have a lot of Chinese friends and a lot of Asian friends. And even in Russia, I met a guy, I forgot his name. He worked at the hotel, but he was so cool, and he invited me out to the bar, have some drinks with him, show me around Moscow. So yeah, it's just music bridges that gap. Yes. There's no, like, I didn't feel any racial divide as a musician with the people.
Right.
You know, so that was a good thing.
Yeah. Again, yeah. So those are opportunities to even change one person's mind after they see you perform or see how hard you work and notice, oh, they're just hard working like we are.
Yeah,
you know,
they want to have fun just like we do.
Just like we do. You know, there might be, you know, one or two people who are even there just to see what was going on, that you instill that upon. Yeah. Just by being professional and being who you are is true to who you are. So cut all them facades down and just be yourself, and you'll be appreciated. Yeah. My God. So, oh my God. I am already like floored, and my mind is like exploding because it's definitely a mind-blowing moment. To have Kern's, all these people, and to even make a list, I don't even think I could. So I'm just have to like rewind this segment just to figure out. And I'm sure we're missing quite a few people.
Oh yeah, David. Oh man.
So yeah, we're gonna keep going there, but I just want to take another station break real quick and say I want to thank you guys for watching Hot Flash Happy Hour right here on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And you can find us streaming every Thursday from 7 to 8 on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube's other top social media platforms. And we encourage you to like, subscribe, follow, comment, call in if you'd like. The number is 313-355-6018. And just continue to watch and continue to support, and we thank you for that. So, again, I'm Tasha Owens, your host, and Jimmy Alter, my co-host, is celebrating his birthday. So, happy birthday, boo. He's 11/11, I'm 12/12. Go figure. And I have my wonderful guest here, Mr. Kern Brantley, who is telling about his world adventures with damn near everybody. So I am on cloud 9 right now with goosebumps and all kinds of stuff, just listening to the stories in that. So please continue, and then we're going to go into your weirdest gig, your most favorite one, all that good stuff. So please continue with your resume. Because, I mean, I'm sure our listeners are just floored that, homegrown, Detroit born and raised. This is the talent we have here. This is, again, when I started Hot Flash Happy Hour, I promised to bring you the people who are behind all the big stars. And come on, really? So, Absolutely.
Well, as far as like hip hop concerned, if I was the music director for Young Jeezy for Thug Motivation 101, 102, 103 in the Recession tour. And that was a great experience. We toured with Snoop and Lil Wayne. So it was like a straight raw hip hop tour, but it was, a different mindset as far as from a musician standpoint of playing hip hop and knowing when not to play and not overplaying and not making it too jazzy, because with hip hop you can't get too musical.
Right.
You got to just lay it solid, because those kids, that's how they like it. So that was
they want to follow
those beats, and they should be accurate and clean, and those sounds should be correct.
So that's actually a little bit more discipline then.
Yeah, a lot more discipline.
That's something you wouldn't think about concerning hip hop. So what a great insight. It is a little bit more discipline because you got to stick to their rhythm of the rap.
Because it's repetitive, so you get that 4-bar loop and you just stay there.
Yeah.
And this is something that we're doing, the accent that the band has planned out, but the meat of it is just pretty much laying serious pocket. Working with Jeezy was fun, doing those hip-hop tours. Leading after that, of course, here in Detroit, I get a chance to do a lot of different things at home, too. I'm the musical director at Motown Museum.
Look at that.
And then Detroit Bass Day, which we do every year at Motown Museum.
Yeah, I think I've been a part of all of those except maybe 2.
I'm an artist in resident at Detroit Music Hall, along with Gwen Fox. And
what's it, Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Wednesdays.
Over there.
I'll be there tonight.
Yeah, see?
With the Satin Doll review. So.
Yeah, the Aretha Franklin Cafe, and in Detroit Music Hall commissioned us to do the tribute to Aretha Franklin.
Which was beautiful.
Thank you.
It was Shane Park then, but newly named Aretha Franklin Amphitheater.
Yeah,
so
that was a lot of fun. We got
that
to
was
work
so
with
beautiful.
Johnny Gill. And
Johnny Gill tore it up on Ain't That
Washington,
Way. And I'm like, how he gonna do this? And Keith Washington surprised the F out of me.
Oh, yeah.
He did such a great job. I mean, not that I don't think he's great, but he did such a great job that night. I was like, dang.
It was heartfelt because she really meant a lot to all of us.
She did.
I got to record
it came out.
With Aretha, actually on her One Lord, One Faith, One Baptism album at her dad's church. I was the bassist on that project, and then I recorded with her in the studio with Michael Powell and Paul Reiser. So 2 more great Detroiters that helped my career as far as recording. Mike called me in to do that Aretha sessions, and that was fun, working with her. So a lot to Miss Franklin. I always call her Miss Franklin because we were in the studio and I had a question. So I was like, "Excuse me, Aretha, what chord is that?" She's like, "It's Mrs. Franklin."
Ooh.
I was like, "Ooh." It's gonna be Miss Franklin from now on. But Miss Franklin, she gave me that opportunity to play on those 2 records. So
how amazing!
That was another big height in my career. Let's see what else. I've been nominated for a Grammy for a gospel record that I produced called New Direction.
Nice.
From a choir out of Chicago, because I produce gospel as well. I've written for the Clark Sisters and the Winans as well. And now I'm working with a new gospel artist from Detroit named Deshandra.
So
look out for her.
I think I met her.
Deshandra
yes.
Perry, and featuring Marvin Winans on a new live EP we just recorded. And Kurt Franklin is also on the single, and it's produced by Duran Goff, who's a Detroit producer. Another friend that was part of the Neo band. So we did
everything's paying back.
We did D-Boys.
I love it. Oh my God.
Things happening here locally too. That I'm really excited about. Motown vocal competition coming up.
Yeah, I saw that on your post. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, it's called Motown Amplify, and every year for the past few years they've been looking for vocalists to compete. And it's funny because I always say, well, where are all the singers at? Because they don't really apply for it. I don't know if they hear about it.
They don't. I only heard about it when I saw you were at the finals. I'm like, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, but it's a great opportunity. The winner gets $5,000. Second place is $2,500. Third place is $1,500, and then the winner also gets 10 hours of studio time to do whatever they want, cut a demo or get in there and record vocals or whatever they want to get done. And then they get mentoring sessions too with Motown staff. And it's aired too, I think, on Comcast. So, never know who might be watching, but they air it live. So this year it's going to be November the 16th is the final.
Okay.
And
now, where's it going to take place physically?
At Cliff Bell's.
Okay, Cliff Bell's, November 16th. So is that open to ticket holders, or is it closed for the event?
You probably have to go to the website, motownmuseum.org, to find out, because of the COVID thing, they've been kind of...
Right. They may limit, absolutely.
Yeah, this is going to be the tapings, and then we'll air it.
So motownmuseum.org, and then look for the...
Motown Amplify.
Motown Amplify, and it's going to be held at Cliff Bell's, but it's going to be on streaming live
streaming
on
live
Comcast.
Comcast, yeah.
And we don't know what channel yet.
Not yet. All that's going to be announced. So stay
tuned.
That's why I'm stay tuned. Yeah.
That's right. Go to the website. Go to Facebook, Motown Alumni Association. All those pages if you want to like those, and I'm sure you'll be updated about that too. So definitely I'm tuning in.
Yeah, we're excited. Some great talent this year too. So this year, more kids came out.
Don't you like it when the youngins get it?
Yeah.
Don't you doesn't that like make your heart go, oh my God?
Oh yeah.
Yes, they get it. They get it.
We give them a vocal coach, so they had Curtis Boone and Cherry Black.
I know Curtis. Oh, Sherry.
Yeah, so they're vocal coaches, and then last year Beth Griffin was one of the mentors that helped them with the staging and
right. Y'all know Beth. She was on the show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Beth is the girl.
That's the girl. Yeah, we met at a Detroit-based day rehearsal. That's how I met her.
Oh yeah. Remember she was on The Voice.
Yep.
She did really well.
And she's killing. She's got a Christmas song coming out too. So
I heard about that.
Take a listen. I think it's out now, or it's coming out really soon. So take a listen.
Don't forget to pick up that new Deshandra
album.
The live
Absolutely.
experience.
Absolutely. Oh my God. What I mean, you just your energy. How do you keep it so high to just keep so busy doing so much? You know.
I think it goes back to that Detroit hustling attitude.
Yeah.
Just being from Detroit is just automatically make you want to I gotta get this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a Detroit attitude that you have to have, the drive to push you, to see bigger and to go further and to do more. And not just because we're stuck in Detroit. We have to make it happen here. Mm-hmm. You know, we can't, I got to go to L.A. and I got to go to New York. No, you got to make it happen right here.
Yes, and I know quite a few people who definitely agree with that. Because it's already apparent that the best musicians come out of Detroit, and I've been saying that. I've been saying it in the almost 3 years I've had this show. That it's the best are here. The thing is, and thank God for social media and live streaming, and even on the positive side of the pandemic, yes, because it's bringing a lot of us together, whereas everybody was doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. Now we're looking to each other. We're looking to collab. I mean, we're doing the Satin Doll tomorrow. How many divas?
Yeah. Exactly.
Come on. 5 years ago, would we have thought that would happen? Mm-hmm. You never know. Never know. May have, but, it's happening. Yeah. So we're all feeling the need to do that, the need to celebrate each other.
That's what Detroit Bass Day is all about.
That's what Bass Day is all about.
Some of the greatest bass players people don't know are from Detroit. Nate Watts.
Nate Watts.
Stevie Wonder's music director, Detroit.
Yep.
Okay. Byron Miller from George Duke.
Yep.
And Luther Vandross bands from Detroit. Alex Al, who plays with Michael Jackson.
Come on now.
From Detroit. And then Al Turner, who's the music director for Kim, Earl Klugh, Bob James. He's from Detroit. Bubby Lewis is from Detroit. Ron Carter, one of the greatest jazz bass players in the whole world, is from Detroit.
Absolutely.
The late Dion Estes, who just passed away from Wham, and George Michael's band.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying. I'm like, look behind all your favorites.
Ralph Armstrong, can't forget
Ralph Armstrong. We can't forget Ralph. He gonna hunt us both down.
He hunt you down.
He ain't gonna think I'm cute no more. He always flirt. He's so cute.
Santana, Gene Luponte.
Oh my God, everybody.
Ralph is the man.
He is the man. So it's like, and it's time, like, the world knew that. And, like, since Motown, we haven't been the center, but we've always been the center behind the scenes. So that's what I've been preaching about. It's like, no, we have not gone anywhere, because you can look at any freaking band that's out there.
Even Eminem, who's the top rapper.
Come on now.
Detroit.
The band members are from Detroit. When Sheila E. comes here, she brings one person, don't she? The rest, she picks an entire band.
Charlie Wilson's
from Detroit.
Whole band. Rain Man, Lawrence.
Rain Man, also Eric, I love you.
Cordell. They're all Detroit guys. And they're holding it down.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Rain Man was the drummer for Bass Day.
Bass Day.
Bass Day. I love Bass Day. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of folks getting together and loving each other, and that's what we need more of. And I think that's what, and in my opinion, that's what kind of separates us from a lot of people. Because, like, they have the music mecca areas like Nashville, Atlanta, and things like that. But even with Atlanta and all that stuff, it was us going down there to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then, I've been having a lot of conversations with folks. So us going down there to make that happen there, too. But, this is the only place where we're all from here, So we have a certain pride. Not only being from here, but in our music, it shows. And that's that. I got my chest done. Because I'm from Detroit. Yeah, because we set the bar and we deserve it and we fucking own it.
Yeah. You can't forget Parliament Funkadelic because
come on now.
United Sound Studio, the P-Funk Lab is Detroit, Michigan.
Yes.
If you look at any album cover recorded in P-Funk Lab, Detroit, Michigan.
Yep.
So all that Parliament and Bootsy and Zapp and George Clinton was actually influenced by Detroit.
Absolutely, and I guess thanks to from the folklore earlier years with the Parliaments, and thanks to Berry Gordy for telling them you're just another doo-wop group. So, because then they became the greatest funk band ever.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they sure did.
They sure did.
They had to come here though.
They had to come here to do it. Yeah, you had to come here because here's where you had to make it back then. So you had to come here to do that, and then that's where you get your step, or you step this way, you step that way. They stepped that way and just did it. So
sure did. That's awesome.
So look at the influences through all the history of music coming from out of Detroit, man. There's a pride here, and there's a reason we have it, and there's a reason that either when we do leave, we all come back. Yeah. We all eventually come back. Like Kern, he's always had his roots here. I've never been anywhere, so
you'll be there. Yeah.
I want to go travel just to go see some shit. And maybe sing a couple tunes and make $2, $3, $7. But but I do love Detroit. I do love Michigan. I always said I would never permanently take up roots anywhere else because there's no state that's more beautiful. And I've been all over this motherfucker. UP, all over the whole thing. So that's my whole world travel is the entire state of Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
But finding those wonderful gems, hidden gems and everything, it is beautiful and it gives you something to appreciate. So
for sure, definitely.
It all boils down to just, being from Detroit and that attitude. D.A. So we're talking about what are you doing currently and what's on the horizon? What do we have on plan? We know the contest is coming up, so November 16th, again, tune in on Comcast for that. And so what else? I mean, I know you've got, you're like that. I can't sleep unless I'm doing something.
Yeah, I'm still in the process of processing.
Okay, well, processing is a good place because that's where the planning takes place.
Yeah, I'm just trying to plan my strategy.
Right.
But my goal is to get into film.
Okay.
And television. That kind of stuff. I always wanted to be a music director for TV, like late night television.
That'd be so awesome.
And I've been having some meetings with some people in Las Vegas. So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Amen. Amen.
We'll see what happens.
I recently got approached with hey, could you do something like this? I'm like, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. I want to do it.
Yeah, film seemed like to be because not even with the pandemic, more people were kind of forced to stay home and watch TV, and then I started noticing a lot of more urban content popping up.
Urban content, and I'm into the soundtracks. I'm a Netflix binger, and I'm into the soundtracks, and I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah, and then a lot of those films too. If you're looking at it, a lot of them are kind of Detroit based. Like I've been following the BMF series.
Yeah.
And I've been following like stuff like McGraw Avenue and those type of films that are being based about Detroit.
Right.
So like, how come we can't make our own films about us since we are Detroit?
So shout out to another mutual friend that's kind of making that happen, Madison Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to her,
yeah.
making that happen. So all the effort. So yeah, for sure. So, absolutely. I got the itch to do that, and I'm so like I'm on board with this right now.
Oh yeah. I think that's what I really want to strive for, is getting more into the film and television side of it. Episodes and that kind of stuff, because it looks like it's so much fun. Just the whole process of making a film.
I even want to do voiceovers.
Oh yeah, commercials.
So anybody out there, I'm putting it out there in the universe. I want to do voiceovers too. I would love to be a character. I always feel like I have a lot of bass in my natural voice, and then I'll like talk and stuff, and people are like, "Oh my God, are you a singer?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just talking normal." But they can hear that.
Yeah, that.
And I'm like, I'm kind of a singer.
Yeah, you got that.
So tone. I think I could be a character. I think that would be awesome because it's kind of unique.
Yeah, like you like on one of those cartoons, like.
Yes.
A lot of singers are going into doing that and doing commercials, and you would be surprised. Like the voices of some of these characters are singers.
Right. Like I said, like you said, I listen to the music and I watch the credits. So, oh yeah, I got this. I can do this. So yeah, wherever your interests lead you to, go for it 100%. And while you're watching Hot Flash Happy Hour on WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world, coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So I want you to like, comment, share, and follow. And thank you for watching us. And I'm Tasha Owens, your host, my wonderful friend and colleague and amazing world-renowned legend, bass player, and other music, but bass player noted for Mr. Kern Brantley. I want to thank you for being on the show. And again, where can we follow you? Where can we stalk you? Tell my friends what's going on.
Well, on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram under Kern Brantley. And I forgot to give a shout out to Troy Loretta and David Foster for.
David Foster.
That's what I didn't want to not mention, just my experience of meeting him and auditioning for him.
Oh my God.
And he's the one that put together the J.J. Lynn tour band along with Troy Loretta.
Have you ever met his singer, Pia Toscano?
Oh, yes. I'm recording with her.
I stalk her so much on Instagram. I love her.
Oh, there's a record called, it's on the original Filipino album by Troy Loretta. Look that up on Google or YouTube.
Okay.
Pia Toscano, Troy Loretta, and I'm playing bass on that record.
Oh, I can't stand you. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, she's amazing. Yeah.
She is. I even watch her work out. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, they coming from her voice. I mean, she does her vocal. She does it all on Instagram, you guys. And she, Pia Toscano. You want to follow her?
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's like Celine Dion reincarnated.
Yeah.
And her drive is just and her friend Chalet.
Oh yeah, Chalet.
Yeah, Chalet. Yeah. I've been following both of them.
So you got to pick up that album then. Just look up Troy Loretta.
Troy Loretta. I got it.
And pick up the whole album and they're all on it. And Nicole Scherzinger is also on there.
Look at that.
And I got to play with her in Indonesia as well through Troy. So yeah.
What about that? So save your hookups, you guys, and the people you meet, and the people you meet, give them some respect, because you never know. You never know when they're going to pick up the phone and call you for something. So so let people in, and like my one song says, tear down these walls and build a bridge wherever you can. Yeah, tear them down and build a bridge.
Stay cool with everybody.
Stay cool with everybody, because you never know who's going to look out for you. And I had some guy do that to me when I played Motor City, and I didn't know who he was, and I just said, okay, thank you. And he just walked by, he goes, you never know who's watching. And I never saw the guy again, but then I kept getting phone calls for really awesome things. I'm like, I wonder who, I still don't know who he is. Wow. But I kind of think, in my mind, I allowed that to be the story.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
That, hey, maybe that, even behind the scenes or stuff, people are watching you, they're checking you out, and if they appreciate you, they're telling somebody else. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow. I am beyond crazy. Now, do you have anything on YouTube that you did? Or I can just,
Well, it's old though. Base
That's
Day 2020. Detroit Base Day 2020. That was one of my productions. And we actually filmed the Marvin Gaye "What's Going On." We recreated the whole album live, but it hasn't been released. So the latest thing I have is the Deshandra project. I want people to check that out.
Oh, is it on YouTube now?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, so I'm gonna, and it's make sure I'm spelling it correct. It's D-E-E?
D apostrophe.
If I can do that,
Shondra. Deshandra. And it's
okay, and what is it called?
Doron Sessions, DOROHN Sessions. And it's a live EP of her album that I'm playing on the album, and me and Valdez.
I hope it comes up because I can't see shit.
Yeah,
I didn't bring my glasses.
Shoot, I know I got me some of those little readers from CVS.
Right, and I didn't bring mine with me. So it's not pulling it up. Only because I'm sure I'm spelling something wrong because I cannot see. This writing is so small, and I have old vision. So I'm going to just pick something to play, y'all. All right, let's go. I hate this part. I'm like, I don't know. All right, so here we go. I'm going to pick something that I like.
Yeah, pick something you like.
All right, y'all. We're just going to go out with this, y'all. And I hope it's, I hope you can hear it.
Yeah, I'm playing on Will Smith's
song. Will Smith?
Yeah, Get Jiggy With It.
Oh, you're on that one?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That's me on the bass on that.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Hanging out in New York. Just happened to.
All right, maybe they're hearing it, but we're cool. So we're going out like that, y'all. We're going to play this. And again, so do you have any tours lined up?
Not lined up. Everything is like floating, waiting for that phone to ring.
Right.
So I got a lot of seeds planted. I'm just waiting for one of those boys to flourish.
Hey, I know it will. Looking at everything you got, you're probably the man to call. And I know a lot of people are still trying to figure out the tours, and then with the vaccines and the crowds, and then what recently happened, that was kind of, oh my God, that was kind of wrong.
Yeah, I was in China when all that happened, so it was very interesting to see it, because they were talking about it in China way before December. They were talking about that like in November.
Wow.
I was seeing stuff on the Chinese media, and they were talking about the doctors and some in Wuhan. But when I got back to the U.S. in December, everybody was still like, oh, because the Chinese have been wearing masks for years.
Yeah.
They've always wore those masks.
Oh, Japanese. Absolutely. Especially like you go to New York, you'd still see them.
Yeah, so that was no new thing with the mask, but I was noticing, and so I called some of my friends in China, and they say this thing is real, this is serious, it's not a hoax or whatever they're saying in the U.S., but...
Right.
So when I got home, they knew about it, but it was, everybody was like, oh, it's over there.
Right.
And that. And no.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Yeah, I escaped.
He escaped it right and got back home before he was stuck there. So yeah, that was a blessing.
Yeah, they shut it down the airport a week after I got home. Yeah. So I got out of here just in time.
So you have a website?
Yes.
Let's tell the folks how to get in touch with you.
My website is www.kernbrantleymusic.
That's Kern Brantley with an E.
BRANTLEY music.com.
Right. So you can go there and look at his adventures and where he's going to be. I also have TashaOwensMusic.com. I keep forgetting to say that. And this show is sponsored, Hot Flash Happy Hour is sponsored by MAMA, the Michigan Association of Music Artists, and the Michigan Music Hall of Fame. So we want to thank you guys for watching us and continue to support and watch us every week and all the shows on the station. And we love you. Stay nice to each other. Build relationships. Build bridges. Tear down the walls. And do something awesome. So we're going to say goodbye now. And y'all have a good time. A great weekend.
Yes. Awesome.
Wow, we did it.
Hit it off.
We're still on for a second.